Hey guys, how's it going? This is weird doing this by myself. A little bit of a change of setup. Hopefully you guys can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. I am late, Kevin. How's it going? Let me know if the audio is okay. I know the lighting's kind of whack. This is kind of I was a little bit lazy today, so this is kind of the best that I could come up with right now. I wanted to be a little bit cozy in the living room on the couch and kind of hang out. All right. Cool. What's up, guys? How's it going, Scott? Hey, Penny. Have fun at orchestra practice. That's pretty cool. I didn't know that. I know. Sorry, Kevin. I'm here. What's up? What's up, guys? Hey, Alan. What's up, Austin? Hey, Andrew. Reading Ruin by John Gwynne. Wow. What a good book. You're in for a treat. I wonder how far along you are in that one. That one's good. What is crack-a-lackin', man? Yeah. So yeah, I have to do a little bit of work. I thought I'd do a little bit of an impromptu kind of, well, not impromptu. I gave some notice on it. Reading sprint. I'm reading, I'm kind of debating. So I have to start Rockio's Kingdoms of Death. I'm really late to this. Everybody's kind of done or already reading it. But I can't help it because I'm reading also Stephen King's It. And I'm really loving this one. So yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to continue reading this one and maybe wait for a full weekend, just fresh start on Kingdoms of Death and run through this. I have a little bit of news as well on the personal side that'll allow me to read a little bit extra coming up soon. So maybe I'll let you guys know what's going on with that. Candle Monte Cristo, that's awesome. That is definitely the next classic that I want to read, very much so. Okay, sweet. Just making sure you guys can hear me. Yeah, okay, cool. What's up, Jason? Oh, hey, what's up? This is Gordon, by the way, my little cat. We're both pretty cozy and bummy right now. So this is the best. This is what you'll get. So, hey, how's it going? Sweet. Hey, how's it going? Good day, mate. What's up? So Chris is actually going to be, you guys probably saw, Chris is going to be the first of hopefully many guests that I'll have on what I'm calling like a Friday, a Fireside Friday chat. And so we're going to be chatting on November 4th. It's going to be a Friday evening for most, and it's going to be a Saturday morning for Chris in Australia. So that'll be really exciting. Yeah, I know. I know. I really, it's been here forever. It's been on my table. And what's funny is you guys probably already know, but this is the signed one that I have from Rockio. So like I've been waiting to read this one since release day. And of course we're reading one a month. And so I'm taking my time to get through. But yeah, I've just been having a blast with, and I've been preoccupied and distracted. It's been kind of a busy couple weeks. And so on the personal side, I'll let you guys know. So I'm very close. I don't think anyone on here shouldn't hear this, but I'm going to be starting a new job. Probably it's like 99.9%. I just accepted an offer today for a nice new job in the same field, doing the same role pretty much, but more money, less work, more, just at a better place. I think it'll be a better scenario for me. But because of that, I'll have a couple weeks off in a row coming up very soon. So I'm hoping to run through a bunch of books that are on the backlog because I'm slow. Yeah, I can't go wrong either way. I know. Hey, Caitlin. I just told Caitlin I mailed out her giveaway that she won. She was the winner of the patron giveaway. She chose Joe Abercrombie's Red Country hardcover, and that got sent in the mail today, actually. So she'll get that pretty soon. Yeah, I know. And you know what's funny is I have the ARC for Ashes of Man. I was one of the lucky many, I guess, that got the ARC. And so I really would like to read that. My goal was to read that in November. I don't know whether or not I was going to do a review or not, but I was going to read it as part of the crew in November and then look forward to the release in December. So now it looks like I'll probably read it in the tail end of November. Hopefully I can get to it. I know, Kevin, it's so good. Like I'm really loving it. I love Stephen King, and I don't know why I waited so long to read it, but I'm really enjoying it. It's giving me good fall, rainy, dreary kind of, Halloweeny vibes, which is good. So I'm really enjoying it. How's it going, Alan? What's up? Thanks for hanging out. I pop onto most of your reading sprints, so that's good. I usually sprint with Alan on the sidelines, so this is kind of cool. A lot of people say that. A lot of people say it's their favorite book of all time. I have a really good friend of mine that it's his favorite book he's ever read, and it's a lot of people's favorite classic. That's for sure. So, I don't know when I'm going to read that. I have a lot of big books coming up, like especially next year. But I really want to read The Count of Monte Cristo. That's the next classic for sure. And I really want to get to that soon. Memories of Ice. Sweet. Moon Deeds. Oh, yeah. Cool. Oh, Dracula. I really wanted to read Dracula. You guys probably know I read Frankenstein and was super impressed with that one. And a lot of people say that Dracula's quite a bit better, actually, or at least appeals to more people because it's more in line with what you'd think, because Frankenstein is very much not what you would typically expect. So yeah, I really want to read Dracula. Yeah. Cats and dogs are weird. Sweet. Thanks, Kayla. Yeah, it's going to be really good. I might, on the next update or whatever, I'll let you guys know a little bit more about that. But the nice part is that I'll have a couple weeks off because I'm going to need a little bit of a breather in the transition, and I don't want to start like right away. I want to give myself a bit of time to breathe. I was at this place for about 7 years almost. And so a new start, I'm working with a really good friend of mine. So there's a lot of pros, but it's definitely going to be a bit of a shock. So I want to have a couple weeks to just take a breather, relax. It's been very stressful at my current job where I am. So I'm just going to use the opportunity to just start when I start and get some more reading in. So yeah, thanks guys. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's awesome. Thank you. Wow, Andrew, that's awesome, dude. You close on the new one on Friday. So you sold. So I wonder when you complete on the one so when you have to leave, when you have to get out. That's awesome. Also, Andrew, how far are you moving? Are you moving like nearby? Like, is it a big move or is it just a bit of extra book space down the road? Thanks, guys. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, that's awesome news. That's really cool. Hopefully you sold it for $1 billion. Houses are so expensive, man. Like it's pretty crazy. Around here, it's a little bit nuts, actually. And the market's kind of crazy right now. Like rates are going up and the economies all over the place are kind of crazy. So yeah, it'd be a little bit stressful probably buying something right now, but that's awesome. I'm glad it worked out. Yeah. Sweet. That's awesome. I thought, I think you and I were going to try and read that together. I think we were going to try and overlap a little bit, but probably no rush on that one. Speaking of books, I got this in the mail today, and this is 12 Blades in Contempt by Jordan Darrett. And I think, Andrew, I saw that you posted some book mail about this one as well. And the cover looks super, super cool. Very Asian, kind of Japanese inspired. Seems kind of martial artsy and, samurai inspired. I mean, I'm just kind of conjecture at this point, but it looks pretty sweet. So I'm excited. It's actually really short. So I'm thinking to maybe fit something like that in. Definitely indie. And yeah, the guy was super nice and reached out to see if he could send me that. And yeah, it looks pretty cool. Look at the comparison between these. Like, let's see. There you go. It's ridiculous. Like, it's not even close. Anyway, Yeah, I'm loving it. I'm about 35, maybe 40% ish, and I'm going to start breezing through it. The audio is really quick too, and the audio is excellent. I don't know who narrates it. Let me find out who narrates it. It's a good question. I can't tell, but it's on Scribd or Scribed, and the narration is incredible. So when I'm doing stuff around the house, I can put the audio on and breeze through it, and it's so well done. The voices are awesome. The accents he does are awesome. So it's really good. Wow. Oh, nice. At least it's super convenient. That's awesome. I hope you have some buddies to help you move. Oh, is it really? Uh-oh. Let's see. Let me scroll down and see. Here we go. Yeah, let me know, guys. Don't be afraid if the audio is not working great. Just pop in and let me know. I'm just running, like I said, I'm a little bit lazy, kind of cozy day today. I just brought my laptop to the other room, and a bit of a different setup. I just wanted to kind of chill on the couch and read a little bit with you guys. So hopefully you guys can hear me okay. But yeah, if it cuts in and out too much, let me know for sure. Yeah, it's kind of like that here as well. Sometimes, like when you go for a pre-sale condo that is like just built, for example, smaller unit, something that a lot of people can afford, especially young people, young families, there are lineups down the road and around the block to put your name in to be considered for that. So it's pretty crazy. Sweet. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I appreciate that. That sexy Shogun that I got was, oh man, I've seen it everywhere. I saw it on Josh's channel, Red Fury Books, who I love. I saw it a couple places. I believe Alex, Tall Guy Reads, has this edition as well. And it's so nice. And I was like, I got to find that. And actually, I just bought, and Alan would like to hear this, I just bought a beautiful hardback edition. And if you go back and watch one of Chris's video, one of his videos, A Fictional Escapist, he has the copy of the Cicero trilogy that I just bought. And I don't know when it's going to arrive, but I just bought it and it's so nice. It's one omnibus with the 3 books and it's super sexy. So that's another one that I'm excited for. Another sexy book. Yeah. It's a nice one. It's actually not that expensive too, Andrew. It's like, I don't know, $40 or something. I mean, maybe that is expensive and that's Canadian. So that's like $1 in the US. So yeah, the audiobook is very good. Very good. Sweet. Yeah, thank you, Scott, the audiobook narrator aficionado. That's for sure. Yeah, I am pumped about it. So I was gonna basically, this started between kind of, I think Alex and we were gonna read Shogun. I think Alex kind of was talking about it and then I wanted to read it and then it kind of just grew from that. And on our Warlord Chronicles, well, not on that chat, but actually I was talking to Alan and he decided that he would like to read that too. He's read it before, he enjoyed it. And he's also read Taipan and he wants us to try and continue to the second book, which is Taipan. But because it's so big, it's hard to commit to. So if we have time or if he has time, he's going to join us in January for Shogun for sure. Yeah, for sure. Do you have a copy of this one, by the way? It's super neat. I mean, I really like the cover. When I saw it around not BookTube, I saw it around like Instagram a little bit, and I was like, oh shit, that's pretty nice. And then I got an email from the author asking if I'd like to read it, maybe give it a shot. So I saw the cover and I was like, yes, please, for sure. Let's see. Thanks, guys. Yeah, good to know. Yeah, sorry. So offensive, I know. Yeah, I messaged Chris and I was like, this is your fault, the fact that I bought this Cicero trilogy. Alan, I wonder if you've seen this Cicero trilogy omnibus, like bind up or whatever, if you've seen that before. Hey, I got a guest here. I got Kyle. What's up,
everybody?
Man? How's it going?
Good.
Cool. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. Yeah, I just saw you holding up that like 12 blades and what is it? Contempt?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just bought that book.
Oh, right on.
Have you started it?
No, I haven't, but it's so short that I'm going to fit it in at some point. Probably.
Yeah, it's very short. I bought the ebook.
Sweet.
But the cover is so cool.
It's so cool. And it kind of reminds me of those Hayes books. Rob J. Hayes? Is that Rob? Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
Oh, shit.
Very cool.
Yeah,
Scott,
it's nice to be able to fit in like short indie books. Like Rob J. Hayes is the same thing. Like Never Die is like 270 pages or something.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah. I look super red and pink. I swear I'm not like huffing and puffing over here. I'm just, the lighting's kind of whack, but.
Hey, Scott.
Yeah.
Alan and Kevin don't get a hello. Hi, Austin. What's up?
Kevin, you weren't free, so I settled for Kyle, man. Sorry, you snooze, you lose, buddy.
The second K name goes
Kyle
Kevin
was,
and Kyle.
Yeah. See, Alan, I didn't think you'd be here, so I was like, it's fine if Kyle's around. So, yeah, I've seen a lot of people like those ones, and like I said, I've as someone who enjoys like Asian storytelling and movies and martial arts and all that kind of stuff, I thought that those would be like up my alley. And actually, RJ gifted me the second book, so I'm excited to read those for sure. Definitely.
Have you read any of them yet?
No, I haven't.
They're really good. Spirits of Vengeance will be in my top 10 this year. It was very, very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. That's amazing.
Extremely good book. I mean, the first two I also were like really, really liked, but I think the third one improves upon what was good in the first two.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Sweet. Yeah. It's super pretty. Yeah, definitely. What's up, guys? Yeah. Alan, I'll send you a picture of it. It's super. In fact, maybe I can pull it up here. Let me see if I can pull it up. I wonder if it'll work. It's a nice one. Have you read any of those, Kyle?
No, Alan and I are buddy reading them, but apparently he forgot and is now buddy reading it with you. I don't know. I got X-nayed out of my own buddy read.
No, he was gonna I know that he had that going on, and I was kind of I was gonna pop on with that. But yeah, so this is the one here, if you can see it.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's black, and I think it's the one I got as a hardcover, and I think the gold is kind of like shiny or embossed or something. So yeah, that'll be exciting.
Did you order that?
I did, from Book Depository. Nice. Yeah,
nice.
Yeah.
I got the first two on ebook, but I always prefer to read physical, so maybe I'll grab that too.
Yeah, right on.
Do you what is your experience with like Roman fiction or nonfiction?
Not a whole lot. Like I mean, I read some stuff when I was quite young, and I don't remember really what they were, but I don't remember caring that much, and I don't remember them being very good fiction. Like they were very dry. But then I heard a bunch of people talking about Imperium, which is I think the first one, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that sounds pretty sweet. So I thought I'd get on that for sure. But
yeah, Cicero is one of those people that like, even if you don't learn a lot about Rome, like it's worthwhile to know about Cicero. He's a very interesting person that had a lot of ideas. And then Imperium is told through the perspective of Tiro, which is like his slave for like life, who like did all of his writing and stuff and developed shorthand. Right. And Tiro is also super interesting, and I don't know of any other books that have him as the main character, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, cool. Kevin's upset. Kevin, I'll see if I can get you the link.
Yeah, Kevin, join us.
Yeah, man. What's up, Madison? How's it going? I forgot what you were reading. I was just reading your message, and I forget what you're reading. Remind me. Sweet. Yeah, cool. And I'm curious, are you reading it like normally, or are you doing the audio? Because I have the audio with Andy Serkis. And if I read that, I'm going to do The Lord of the Rings starting next month. But if I reread The Hobbit, and of course the rest of them too, I'm going to do the Andy Serkis for sure. So I'm wondering if you tried that.
I just finished it like literally this week.
Yeah. Is it good?
The Hobbit with Serkis, and it is really good. Yeah. I didn't read The Hobbit as a kid. I just went straight to Lord of the Rings. And so when I read The Hobbit, there wasn't like any nostalgia attached to it the first time. I was like, this is a good book, but it's like a kid's book. And like the songs just drove me crazy. Sure. And so I gave it 4 stars. Like I really liked it, but it wasn't like a favorite. But Andy Serkis really, really elevated that book for me. And I was like, this is absolutely excellent. So that bumped it up to a 5 for me. See you later, Scott.
Yeah.
Sister Rosa twerp. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lovecraft. That's right. That's awesome. Is Lovecraft's stuff like short? Does he have a bunch of short stories?
Yeah, I don't think he has any books. I think he just has short stories and like
Yeah,
novellas, maybe.
because I've seen a lot of collections from him,
Yeah.
and so that probably makes a lot of sense. Sweet, yeah, yeah. I've listened to some samples of the circus stuff, and it's just so it just gets you going. It sounds so awesome. Let's see where the cat is. Sweet.
Alan's reviews of the short stories for Lovecraft on his Discord are hilarious. He was just like,
Oh yeah,
who cares? Who cares, Lovecraft?
that's funny. A little bit of both. Rented Andy Serkis audiobook. Oh, sweet, awesome. Yeah. I'm curious what you think. They're a lot of people love them for sure. Yeah, novellas. Hey, Jordan, how's it going? Yeah. What are you reading, Kyle, right now?
Kingdoms of Death.
Oh, the book that I should be reading. But
what are you reading?
Well, it's one or the other. I have to start Kingdoms of Death. As I mentioned, I'm going to have a couple weeks off, so I'm going to be reading a ton. So I'm not in a hurry really to wrap stuff up. But I've been enjoying it quite a bit, and I always said that it is going to probably run into November because like whatever. And I wanted to get some other horror books in, but I don't know. I'm just really into it, so I just keep going, even though it's so fat. And I know I won't finish it. I
get it. I get it. That's how I was with. I had this like stacked TBR this month.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'll just try the 12th Wheel of Time book just for like a lark. And I just found it really good. And then I was like, I don't have time for this 1,000-page book out of nowhere, but it's just what I wanted to read. So
yeah.
It is also a very good book. So
yeah,
I'm choosing wrong regardless.
No, I'm kind of screwed, right? Like they're both I'm quite fortunate. They're both really good. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a section in Kingdoms of Death that Jordan and Alex really liked that I found very boring.
Okay.
It wasn't that long of a section, but it just happened to be where I put it down right as the section began, and then I started it like 2 separate times, and I was just like, man, this section's a snooze. And I messaged them, and I was like, I don't know, guys, I might not be on the Kingdom of Death hype train. And then I got past that part, and it's just been very good since. So
really, okay,
I'm
cool.
like 50% of the way through. So
okay. And how like where in the book is that section? Is it close to the beginning?
There's a place they go.
Okay.
And when they get to that place, it's just like a boring place to me personally to begin with.
Okay, I got you.
Right. But then it gets interesting. So
okay. Trying to see if I can get somebody the link. All right. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is the story he was talking about. He was ranting
on
about
the review.
for the Lovecraft. Yeah.
Yeah. Continue it. Yeah. Did you make it some of the way through? It's kind of a hard book to put down, to be honest. I'm surprised. I mean, it's so long that it wouldn't shock me if someone read half of it and then walked away, but like really enjoyed half of it and then just like got distracted or whatever. But Kyle does have some hot takes. That is
what is my hot take?
Well known. I don't know what it is.
Of Death? Is that what we're talking about? That must be what we're talking about.
About Kingdoms of Death?
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't think suddenly that like the book got bad. I just like I didn't really like the setting. And
Jordan
and Alex did, so
sure. Yeah. Let's see. Mm-hmm. All right, let's I don't know, should we get reading, I guess, for a bit?
Let's do it.
Let's see. What time is it? Should we go to about 1:45?
Yeah, sounds good.
Something like that.
Who did you send the link to? Did you send it to Kevin?
I'm trying to send one. I'm sending it to a couple people. I just sent it to Tori. Nice. And I'm going to send it to Kevin, actually, but I can't. So while we're sprinting, I'm going to try and get Kevin on here as well if he's around. And oh, yeah. from IKEA, I think, right? The polka dot pillow. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Let's
do it.
sprint, as some would
Cool.
say.
Yeah. Go ahead, and I'm going to do this. Cool. What's up, guys?
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, guys. Thanks for joining. So many comments to get back to. Oh, my God. Whoops. A bunch of people popped in and out. That's cool. I think you're muted, Kyle, maybe still.
Hello, Tori and Kevin.
Hello.
It's a party now. Right. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back.
What were you guys reading?
Is somebody echoing? I'm hearing Theo twice.
I don't hear Theo at all right now. Am I echoing?
Yes.
Okay.
That's weird.
Sorry, I'm back. Yeah, let me know if the audio gets kind of whack. Shining, sweet.
Is that better?
Nope. I'm still hearing an echo.
I don't think I hear an echo, but maybe I don't have headphones either. So maybe I can't hear it as well.
Yeah, it must be on your end, Tori.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, if you're still around, what's up?
Kevin, how is Dust of Dreams so far?
It's good so far, but I'm only 300 pages in, so I still got like 1,000 to go.
Yeah, I find that just based on like my not having read Malazan observations, a lot of people like really don't like Dust of Dreams, or they like really like it. So
It's very different.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Kayla? What's up, Roger? How's it going? Hey, Nick. How'd the sprint go, you guys? Did you get some done or what?
Yeah, I read 35 pages.
Sweet. I saw some animals.
35. I got 20.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, you know, there's
That's
a
a
bunch of
good one for me.
Cielsen languages, so I could just skim over the extra languages.
Yeah.
But yeah, I jumped on the stream like right after I got home, and like I just set it up, and my rabbits were alone all day, so they're right there, and he was just looking at me while I was reading, and I was like,
Yeah.
all right, I'll give you some attention.
My cat was just bugging me too. I saw another cat. That's cool.
Animal folk.
Animal folk, yeah. Be reading also what I got to record. Yeah, I got to record a video too. The next one's actually pretty fun. So the next video is actually going to be kind of going through and reacting to some like 1-star reviews of some of like my favorite books that I've read recently. And you guys, some of the reviews are ridiculous. Like some are I can get behind some of them and I can appreciate that. But a lot of them are ridiculous. And so that video is going to be really fun to
Yeah, I want to do a video like that one time, but I just feel like it'll make me so angry.
Yeah, it's going through them. It's tough. Like some of them are like, oh, I read 50 pages, DNF'd it, 1-star, terrible book, like can't write. And I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, that's interesting. But yeah. And some of them are okay, but yeah, we'll do more sprints for sure. Hey, Joanna.
Tori, I just want to say real quick, because I don't think I actually mentioned this in the comments of your video, but you did the interview with Baptiste.
Yeah.
I caught the end of that, unfortunately.
And I was telling Alan this and some other people, but I didn't tell you. He wrote the exact book that I'm writing, like literally the same main character. I've been working on it for years. The exact time frame. I even like 6 months ago, I like went and I sat down and I wrote out like how many books it would be. It was 10 books and novellas, which is exactly what he said. I was inspired to do it in the vein of like the Saxon Stories by Bernard Cornwell, which is exactly what he said in the interview. And I was like blown away when I was watching that. And so I like emailed him and I told him, I was like,
so you found your
crazy.
Doppelganger is what you're saying. Yeah,
absolutely. So I pre-ordered the book and I'm going to read it right away with Alan.
Okay.
That's cool. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Crazy.
I know. What are the chances? I've seen some people be like, "Oh no, like you shouldn't read it because then it'll like impact your version of the story." I was like, "No, you don't understand. Now I just don't have to write it. Somebody else wrote it." You know?
That's funny.
Oh man. I mean, I feel like if most fantasy authors were like, "Oh, that's been done. I won't write it," we wouldn't have much left.
Yeah.
Well, the
That's-
reason I wanted to write it is specifically because I wanted it to exist. And I was like, this would be like the perfect main character to tell this story. And, you know, I'm like, perfect. Somebody else is doing all that research. I can write something else.
Nice. Yeah, that is
Cool.
crazy.
Is that one going to be the same amount of books as well? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
No.
I mean,
Really?
theoretically, like he said 10 and some novellas. And I specifically, like when I wrote it out, I wrote out as 10 plus some novellas.
Wow.
And I was like, what are the chances?
That's awesome.
Alan is so cynical about his reading speed. The book is 280 pages, and he's in the chat saying he'll read 400 pages in 2 days. I specifically read multiple books at a time so I can keep my buddy reads on track.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah. So Kyle, you do listen to audiobooks quite fast, right? But that you've just gotten used to that, like two and a half, 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah. 3 is a little rare for me. I have to not like a book very much. Like, so I just finished Bernard Cornwell's The Archer's Tale.
Yeah, I saw that. That hurt.
Yeah, I didn't like that one at all.
Yeah.
And that he's one of my favorite authors. For anybody watching, it was my 23rd Bernard Cornwell book, and it's the only one that I don't like. And I started that at 2.6 the speed, and like the last half, I just kept cranking up the speed, and I actually finished it at 3.2. That's how much I didn't want to read it anymore.
Just to get through it, right?
Yeah, but I don't usually. 2.6 to 2.7 is kind of like my sweet spot.
And you feel like your retention is really good with that, even?
Yeah, my retention doesn't change that much. Like if I'm tired, then obviously that's going to play a big deal. Or if if I'm in the car, I have to lower it because I'm obviously like paying attention to a lot more stuff when I'm driving. But generally it's the same. I'm bad with names, no matter how fast I go. I have to see a name written visually. So sometimes I'll be talking about a book I listen to on audio. Like if you talk to me about Elantris by Brandon Sanderson,
no.
I know the main 3 people. I could not tell you a single other name in that book, but I could tell you the whole plot. So
yeah. When I'm tired and I read just visually too, if I'm tired, like I just don't retain anything. If it's late and I'm in bed, that last few pages, like I don't remember. I have to go back and So Jordan's always at 3 times. Really? No. I've just gotten to the point. Yeah, I've just gotten to the point where if the narrator is really like good and like trying to do a lot of things, and so for that reason they are slower, I can get up to like almost 2. Like I can read at 2 because that's just his cadence and stuff, and I can do that. More than 2 starts to sound like a chipmunk to me. For sure.
Yeah, you just build up to it, and everybody has like their sweet spot that like they're not gonna like you plateau, and you're probably gonna find a spot where you stay at for like ever. And Alan, I could pass comprehension tests, so
yeah, my wife will listen to stuff like it'll come on. Let's say I was listening to it. We'll get in the car. It'll pop on the car, and it's at like 1.5. And she's like, I can't, like even 1.25. Like it's sometimes it's tough. She just can't. But it builds up. It gets to sound normal. Right?
I tricked my wife. We went on a like 8-hour road trip to Saskatchewan, and we listened to Skyward. And she was like, she's a 1.2. Like, she's like, I listen at 1.2. And so I would be driving, and we would listen to it at 1.2, and then we'd stop for gas, and I would just put it up to 1.3.
Yeah, just creep it up.
and then we'd drive for a while, and then we'd stop again. I put up to 1.4.
100%.
And then we'd go and have lunch. I put up to 1.6, and then by the time we finished, we were at 2. And she was like, "Yeah, I kind of noticed it was faster, but like, you know,
that's funny."
Up. Yeah.
Do you read fast too with your eyes, Kyle? Like, are you faster with audio?
It depends on what I'm reading. I'm faster physically reading, but I just have more time to do audio, so like I get through books quicker that way. But I also like depending on the book, like so Kingdoms of Death, for instance, I just read 35 pages in half an hour. But I skimmed some stuff because, like, whenever it's talking in a different language, I just skip that whole sentence, right?
Sure. You look at it, absorb it, and then like move on.
And then I just move on. But then something like I don't know off the top of my head, but something that requires more focus, like Dandelion Dynasty, I read really slowly because I feel like I took in every single word. So
Right. Do you read more slowly when you're enjoying it and you want to absorb more?
yes.
Like deliberately? Okay.
A really, really good scene. I don't know if anybody else feels this way. A really good scene. I'll like go back and just like keep rereading it because I'm so hyped that I feel like I missed something, even though I
Right,
know I didn't miss
that
something.
happens to
I'm just
me
like, oh
too.
man, and I'm like, and I'll go back to the beginning of the page. I'll just keep rereading to like reabsorb it. So that'll slow me down.
Yeah. Hi, Anitha.
Hey, Anitha. Alan, send me send me a test, okay? You have my address, I think. No, you don't, but email me comprehension
Yeah.
test.
Yeah, Faithful and the Fallen's awesome. Malice.
I burned through that pretty fast, for sure. It's very easy to read.
Which one?
Faithful and the Fallen.
Faithful and the Fallen. Yeah. I'm going to do a reread next year. I'm pretty hyped about it. And I'm going to do it on audio because I have the audio, but I've never listened to them. And because I've read it before and I really enjoyed it, I think, and I remember most of it. Like I do. I mean, there's chunks that I probably don't, certain characters that I don't, but just to be able to breeze through that and enjoy the whole story again will be super fun. I can't wait. Me and RJ just chatted about like reading them again at some point, and we thought, you know what, like why don't we actually like do that? So yeah.
I've been doing immersion for them, and I like physical better. But actually, speaking of that, the short chapters in that series really slow me down because I feel like I've made so much progress. So I read them slower. So I'm like, I read 9 chapters.
Yeah, right, exactly.
But I read 11 pages in those 9 chapters.
Totally. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, audio helps a lot of people for a lot of different reasons, for sure. I think I would assume that as a parent, it's hard to just like sit down on a chair and just like dedicate that amount of time. You can run around with a baby and stuff too and still listen probably. So yeah, I'm looking ahead to that being my life at some point soon. So
I think it depends on how old your kids are too, because I have a 10, 7, and 5, and they're more independent at this point. So like they'll go play pirate ships or whatever they're into today, and then I can sit in a chair and be there if they need me. But I'm not like with a 1 and a 3-year-old. Yeah, I didn't read for like 4 years.
Right. Yeah. What are we reading? I was reading It. I'm reading on ebook right now because my cat wasn't letting me have this giant fat thing on my lap. Kyle, you're reading Kingdoms of Death. Yeah. What are you guys, Kevin? Oh yeah.
Dust of Dreams.
Dust of Dreams.
Nice. I'm reading 2 right now. I'm reading Cupboards All Bared by Patricia Meredith. That's Andrew D. Meredith's wife. She writes like historical murder mysteries.
Oh, cool.
And then I just started that chunker.
Hey, I wanted to check that out at some point. I've heard a lot of good things about that. Yeah. Yeah,
it's good so far. This is the second one of the 3 that are out. And it's set in like the early 1900s. So it's a big I read Khan Eagleden's Genghis Khan Birth of an Empire before starting these, and that was like one of the biggest reading jarring switches I think I've ever had.
Did you like that one? Eagleden's book? I think
yes.
Yeah.
5
You gave it 5 stars, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that series.
Yeah.
So good. Yeah.
Temujin.
It's so good. And I knew I'd been wanting to kind of read some historical fiction based around Mongolian culture for quite a while. And I can't remember where I saw that one recommended, but yeah, that was an easy 5-star read for me.
That book single-handedly got me interested in Mongol history. Like that's why historical fiction is so good. Like I read that book and then I plowed through that whole series and then I watched like the Netflix like Marco Polo show and then I just like switched to nonfiction and now it's like one of the like areas of history I'm most interested in. I love that series.
Yeah.
Of course, Alan hates the Mongol. Alan, go home. Like, just
is that what he said? I can't keep up. Yeah.
I mean, if he's into Romans and stuff, of course he hates the Mongols.
Those are the things I like. I would say Chinese history, Romans, and the Mongols are like the 3, and then Vikings. So like those are the 4 that I'm really into. And Alan hates 2 of those. So
okay.
They did build a city, Alan. Do you not know that? Are you joking? Am I about to call you out on a live stream for not knowing history as a history teacher?
The Mongols. Every time I hear about the Mongols, I remember that video game Ghost of Tsushima, which was so good. And I
I
just
haven't
want to
played
read
it. I want to
so
play
bad.
it so bad.
You
I've heard
haven't
it's
played it?
amazing. No, I haven't.
Oh my god, it's so
It's set
good.
during a really good era of history when they
It's-
try to
it's-
invade Korea. Or
It's so beautiful. Like it's weird to call a game that, but like it's just the art in it and just the way that it's done is so beautiful. It's breathtaking.
Karakorum
real
does
cities,
not
yeah.
suck.
Jeez.
Alan doesn't know what he's talking about. He's fine. He's a noob.
Yeah. Ghost of Tsushima. So I just bought a PS5 and I think that's one of the games that I'm gonna like rebuy the remastered version of it because it's so good. Guys, I had the scariest thing happen to me today. So in December, I'm going to Florida. I'm going to Disney World around Christmas time and New Year's, which is nuts, but whatever. And I literally like today I had to find some stuff where my passport would normally be. And I had to get my wife's passport because she did an exam and the proctor needed her passport, whatever. So she has a UK passport and Canadian passport. They were both there. I couldn't find mine. And I was like, wait a second, like they should all be right. I spent like 3 hours, guys, looking for my passport. Like I almost drove to the place to go order a new one. And right now there's such a backup that it's taking like 40 working days to get your passport if you lose it. If it's a renewal, they can usually work with that. But if it's from scratch, I was literally like calling my wife, like, we're gonna have to cancel the trip. Like, what? Like, I don't know what to do. And eventually,
Bribe the security.
buried under something, and it was like in just the weirdest place. So I had to tear apart the whole house. So at least that worked out. But yeah, I want to read more Roman stuff. Actually,
yeah, there's a lot of good stuff.
Yeah,
we got to get you on that Imperium.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for that. Chris from Fictional Escapist is going to read that as well, I think.
Oh, so this is just becoming a thing now. Awesome.
Becoming a thing. Yeah, he's going to jump on it for sure. Fake cities. Yeah, Alan, I'll let you know when I'm out there, man. If you want to come and high five for a bit, and yeah, that'd be kind of cool. I know you're not like he's not super close to Disney World. He's a couple hours away, but it's around Christmas time, and he might be visiting family. So
his favorite thing, traveling.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I know he wouldn't travel just for me, but if he's in the area. Wait,
Kevin,
what?
you made so much noise about coming on the stream, and now you're so quiet.
Dude, what do you want me to say?
I don't know.
What do you want me to say?
Talk about passports and shit. I don't know.
Dude, I don't even have a passport.
No, neither.
Do you guys have any travel plans now that things are starting to open up again at all? Like,
I'm going to this city called Vancouver, and there's literally nobody there that I would want to meet.
If you come to Vancouver, if I find out you've been here and you leave and you don't call me, I'm literally gonna break booktubers.
Oh, you know what? I am gonna hang out with this one booktuber. He's one of my favorite booktubers. I'll for sure reach out. Jake Bishop.
Don't fuck with me. I'm getting hammered right now. I will fight you. I will fight you. Actually, Jake, yeah, like we should all get together if you're ever in town, man. Definitely.
Oh yeah, he will be traveling.
Yeah. Hey, Derry, how's it going? Sweet.
I'm not entirely sure yet.
Derry, Ass Fate is going very well.
I'm not entirely sure yet, but I have a friend who's going to be living in South Korea for 3 months at the end of 2023. And I'm like, well, I don't have to pay for lodging, which takes a giant chunk out of the budget.
Yeah. Remove that, and it's possible to go almost anywhere for sure.
So I'm going to try.
Sweet.
That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Have you been before?
I've never been outside the U.S.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Where are you from?
Awesome.
Minnesota.
Minnesota. Where you're close to me. Where are you from?
Basically Canada.
Right. Basically, like we're the southern Canada, basically. Yeah, I'm like an hour southeast of the Twin Cities.
Oh really? I go to the Twin Cities all the time. Like,
yeah,
I'm from Winnipeg, so
you're just north,
nice.
right?
Yeah.
Kyle.
Yeah, it's literally
kind of
just
right
south.
There. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was funny. I can't remember who it was, but I was like doing like stereotypical like American things, and I mentioned the Mall of America, and the person I was talking to was I think it was Bookborn. I don't remember for sure, but they were like from the West Coast, and they were like, "Why would you associate of all things the Mall of America?" And I was like, "You don't understand. to Canadians near me, the only thing we think about is the Mall of America. Like we make whole trips to go down there. It's insane. It's
That's
ludicrous.
funny.
Yep. Usually, what people know us for is the Mall of America and the Mayo Clinic.
Yeah. Well, I'm from Wisconsin originally, so like I know the
Okay.
area pretty
Oh
well.
yeah, that's right. That's right. I always forget that. That's right.
Hey Tanner, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, guys? Another Minnesota gal.
Mhm.
From San Joseph. I would do any of you guys play instruments?
No.
I'm not very musical. Oh yeah, you got your axe in the
Violin.
bathroom. Yeah,
You look like a guy who plays guitar.
100%.
Oh, really? I never would have
Yeah.
guessed. I grew the hair out and everything.
Yeah.
Had to set the aesthetic.
Yeah, it's a compliment. It's a compliment for sure.
Jerry, you've never heard of the Mall of America? Oh, the Americans are mad. Like that's the thing they're known for. It's a very, very big mall. I think it's the biggest mall in the world, but it's definitely the biggest mall in America. And
Dude, forget Mall of America. What about the Pyramid Bass Pro Shops? Now we're talking.
That is the most southern thing you've ever said, Kevin.
I'm not even from the South.
Really? Where are you from?
Ohio.
Oh, I knew that actually. You've told me before.
Isn't there, Kyle? Isn't there a mall in? Oh yeah, West Edmonton.
Edmonton.
Mall.
Yeah.
West
yeah.
Edmonton Mall has a huge mall with a roller coaster in it as well. It's like the one that people go to when they're
Yeah,
there.
I've been to that one more than I've been to the Mall of America. Actually, maybe not, but they're both big.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you know that too, Roger. It can be two things.
Yes. Yeah. Jeez. I used to play guitar a little bit, and I used to play drums a little bit, but I could never. I couldn't own a drum set for as long as I wanted to, so I stopped playing. But I played guitar for quite a while, and then I played in grade 6 for like 6 months. I played the trombone, so that worked out well.
I'm gonna try to take off these headphones. Just if I start echoing, let me know.
No, that was me. I had a YouTube tab open that I didn't realize was still open.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. That's happened to me once before, for sure.
Okay, you guys can hear me?
Yep.
Okay, sounds good.
Sweet.
Yeah, I played violin for 11 years.
Wow.
I think the weirdest instrument I play is the Appalachian Mountain Dulcimer.
Was that English? What did you?
It's an Appalachian Mountain Dulcimer. It's something it's a stringed instrument. You play it in your lap, and it's like you use picks to play it, or just your fingernails. Yeah,
cool. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I believe you mean Appalachian.
Sorry, I'm from Minnesota. Appalachian.
Tanner gets it. He'll get on you too.
I'm thinking, do you guys want to do another little sprint before we call it for the night, or what?
Sure.
Maybe another half hour or so, or another. We can go to 45. We can do whatever you want. But why don't we go to 40 after the hour, and then we'll probably wrap up, something like that. I have to start cooking because I'm the one who does that. So let's do that. I'll set up a banner and we'll go.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Howdy-ho.
What's up, peeps?
Hello.
What's up, Tyler, by the way?
If Roger is still here, I just want to say nothing happens in Assassin's Quest. You kill DNF and move on to live ships. If you do not like Royal Assassin, you are not going to think it's not boring out of nowhere.
Yeah, a lot of people talking about Realm of the Elderlings. I can't wait to start live ship like ASAP. I actually liked Assassin's Quest. I'm in the minority that really enjoyed it, but again, I think it came down to how long of a break I took in between them. Like it was quite a few months. So Royal Assassin hit me pretty hard. I really enjoyed it, and then I was ready for more. And it was long and a bit slow, but it's also the conclusion of the trilogy. So like I kind of just took it for what it was, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, live ship apparently just rocks, man. I can't wait.
Live ship slaps. It is very good.
Yeah. Madison had a great time finishing. I was just talking to her, and she had a blast with that.
I haven't read Live Ship yet either.
I think I'm going to start with.
I read Farseer, and then I accidentally started. What's the first book? I know. I quickly stopped. So I have read. What is it? Assassin's.
Fool's Errand is the next Fitz book.
Yeah. I read.
I don't think it spoils anything in live ships. Like, I mean, I don't know. I haven't read it yet, but
yeah,
I think you'd be safe. But
read all of those before I had a booktube community. So.
Yeah, it is a bit long, and like Derry said, it's an old school fantasy quest. Like it really takes its time. But
some of my favorite moments in the trilogy are in Assassin's Quest. I just also think that book is very long.
It could have been. It could, by modern standards, like it could have been shrunk down a little bit for sure. It's not even. It's weird because when I talked about it, it's not even like the pacing was bad. Like the pacing for the moments was good. It's just like there were long periods where not a whole lot happened. The pacing was good, but like it was a lot of random stuff, right? But yeah, you're right. Some of my favorite moments in that trilogy happened in that book. But I'm sure the series as a whole, that book probably has some good moments too, for sure. Hey Nikki, how's it going, by the way?
Hey Nikki.
Yeah.
This is my first sprint, actually. I've never done a sprint.
Is that right?
It is weird reading on camera. It was the first sprint. I was way more aware of being on camera.
Yeah, it's bizarre. Like eventually you kind of just turn that off and you're just like hanging with some friends and assume that other people are reading too and not just staring at you reading.
I was actually staring at Kyle the whole time. Just
judging
him for. I was judging you for how you were reading.
I had a rabbit on my shoulder. That's cooler than any way you're going to read.
Debatable.
Yeah, I was checking my phone here and there for sure, but definitely.
I was going to say my book was easily in view, Matt. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Mine just depends how I'm sitting, you know, like I gotta move around. I did check my phone.
You have a rabbit in your lap.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Shad, by the way?
I think for me, like I tend to really like faster paced books. Wow. Red Rising being one of my favorites is a pretty easy clue about that. And I think for me, like Hobb is such an endgame writer, and where she really shines to me is in the relationships she builds with the characters along the way. It's not an action-packed read by any means, but the relationships building up are pretty incredible.
Yeah. And that's why Assassin's Quest felt lackluster to me, like just without like getting into specifics, just that like the relationships we spent a long time building with, it's not like they were suddenly not there, but they were not focused on as much. And then it was a bunch of like new character relationships. Yeah. And I was like, but what about these people? So
I can appreciate that for sure.
Yep.
So without spoilers, Live Ship kind of does its own thing. And then the series after that, Tawny Man gets back to Fitz as well.
Live Ship, as of now, so I'm like a third of the way, a little bit less than a third of the way into the second book, has only one connection at all to Farseer. And you could even just miss it and not even be aware. And then the Tawny Man trilogy takes place after both of them. As to whether or not they connect, I don't know. But what I do know is that then it's the Rain Wilds, and the Rain Wild starts tying all of the stuff together.
Oh,
And
okay,
then
cool.
that's why people say like you can't skip Rain Wilds because it like ties all of the
It's
stuff
important.
together. And then for the final trilogy is when that's my interpretation of stuff that I haven't read yet. But
Yeah, I would want to get back to Fitz ASAP too. I know a lot of the other stuff is really good, but Fitz is kind of where I'd want to circle back to probably. So it's cool to see how things get wrapped up, like not wrapped up, but tied together. Because a lot of people kind of shit on Rain Wilds, but I've heard it's also very important, like you said. So yeah, it'll be fun to continue. That's one of the ones that I'm looking forward to the most is live shit for sure. I wish I could drop everything and just read that.
nearly as much as everybody else does, but I'm told he's not as good in Farseer. But like I like the live ship trader characters a lot more. But I think it's just because first person's a little bit more difficult for me to connect to a character, which seems
Oh yeah, she shifts away from first person, doesn't she?
Yeah,
in live
like-
shit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why you would think the first person would make it easier, but it doesn't make it easier for me. I find that I am way more the psychic distance of third person makes me way more able to relate to a character.
Same.
Yeah.
I almost dislike, like, I have a harder time resonating with characters, or they have to work harder for me in first person for me to resonate with them, because I do not like being forced inside one person's head in a story, especially not in fantasy. I want to have like a more omniscient, quote unquote, view of it.
Yeah, I agree. And also just like the way that this depends on the author. So this isn't going to be everybody. I actually don't think Hobb falls into this very much, but just generally with first person, the way people's thoughts permeate is really, really annoying. Like it's just more annoying in first person to me. I don't really know how to explain it, but it's like the way, because like if you were to transcribe your own thoughts, you're going to repeat, I guess, a lot. And so people put that repetition in first person, and it just takes me out of it.
If you don't like a character and you're in their mind and you're in first person, like you're locked in for a while, that would suck. And I can see how Fitz would be kind of frustrating for a while and kind of annoying at some parts, I'm sure. So yeah, we were talking with Alan like a little while ago about how much we like that narrative structure. Like I actually quite like it. And when they're kind of telling their story a little bit, like not first person present all the time, but when they're kind of, I forget what it's called.
A frame narrative, or do you mean first person?
Narrative. Yeah, that
I love
part
frame
of it I really enjoy, right? So when it kind of does that a little bit, I enjoy it. I like books like that. But yeah, first person present, it's hit or miss for me for sure. Robin Hobb's writing is so good that I get wrapped up anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, I think she's so good at the things she does that it like makes me
Yeah, exactly.
get into it. I'm reading Shauna Lawless's new book, The Children of
I want
God.
to check that out. She seems really
cool. How is that?
Yeah.
So I do like it like quite a bit. Like I think the world building is really good. I like the characters. It's set like kind of directly like and this isn't obviously intentional, but it's set kind of like if you read the Saxon stories by Bernard Cornwell, it takes place like almost right where those books end off, like 50 years later. So in my head, it's like kind of like an indirect sequel, but it's obviously not related. But my problem with it is that it's dual first person perspectives. And that I've never read a book like that. I didn't realize it until I was like into it. But even though like the chapter names are labeled, like it will say Gormflath or Fodla or whatever. But I still like if I stop reading for a minute and like, come back to it, I'm like, whose perspective am I in? Like I have to be totally focused on what character I'm supposed to be in, because they'll be talking about like a character and I'll be like, what is their relationship with this character? But I'll still be thinking about the other person's relationships. And it's like very hard for me. So it's why I'm like really slow reading that book, but I do like everything else about it.
Right. That one sounds pretty cool, to be honest. I've seen that make its way kind of here and there. And that one seems pretty interesting.
Yeah, it reads very smooth. Like you can get through it very quickly, apart from what I just said, which is like a more personal problem.
That's awesome.
I was going to say, to Emily's point, I feel like Fitz is one of those characters where, like, even though it took a little bit for me to get into his perspective, I don't actually find him that annoying because, like you said, I think I don't expect first person narratives to be perfect
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
I don't
just
find it
real.
annoying.
He's just
Yeah.
real. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
think
like
he's
an
annoying.
individual choice he makes or something I find annoying, but that's
Yeah,
everything.
he's not an annoying character. More just
No.
I can see people get frustrated with his choices or his reactions or
Yeah.
not doing maybe what he should have or doing something he shouldn't have or whatever. But that's just authentic, right? Like he's just
Yeah.
a bit like a real character. So
I can't wait for you to read, for all three of you to read Live Ships.
yeah, I can't.
Every character in that series is frustrating.
Yeah.
Like in it, like you're like, oh man, but I get it,
Yeah.
like it's
Is that on
character.
anyone's plan? Like is anyone
Yeah.
planning to read it soon?
I'm starting Farseer in January,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna do one a month. So probably like April, I'll start Live Ship. If I don't hate it, we'll see.
Yeah.
Frustrating characters I don't do well with. So if he starts getting on my nerves, he's out the door.
Yeah, he's not a frustrating. He's a good character. He just he's just real, right? So yeah, frustrating and annoying probably aren't the best words. I don't want to put you off.
Yeah, I don't think he's more frustrating than any other like lead character generally. Like it's just that
yeah,
I don't know. I don't want to get into spoilers. He just like he's you're just in his perspective so much, and like I would say he's not very intelligent. Is more so.
That's
every
it.
character in Malazan is a genius. Like they're straight philosophers. Going to someone that makes mistakes is gonna fuck me up so much.
Yeah.
Read something in between.
Yeah, recently.
I will say though, unless you like absolutely hate like the quality of the writing or something, at least give it to Royal Assassin, because most of Assassin's Apprentice Fitz is like 6 years old. Like he gets older through the course of the book, but he spends a large portion of it as literally a child. Yeah. And so he doesn't have like a lot of agency. And I feel like that gets a lot of people like off on the wrong foot.
If you read Royal Assassin and you're like, Robin Hobb, like, whatever, you could probably bail out at that point.
Yeah, skip the live.
If you don't like Royal Assassin, like you might not like her writing or the characters really much. But
no, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
You should go to Live Ship then.
He's wrong. Yeah, go to Live Ship. There you go.
Yeah, go to Live Ship.
What if I just start with Live Ship?
Don't do that.
Derry will get you if you start.
Dude, I've been telling Derry that I'm actually going to start at Assassin's Creed and go backwards.
Don't do that.
Scott's going to lose it too. He's going to lose his mind. But yeah.
Publication order sometimes. Sometimes. I believe the motto.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I'm honestly not sure when I'm going to get to Live Ship. I have a giant stack of self-pub fantasy I need to get to, and I also am planning on doing a full read-through of Malazan next year.
Are you doing that big read-along that everyone is on? And
apparently, I didn't know there was one until a few days ago, and
it's huge now. It's big.
I'll probably be like reading alongside that. I have already read the first 4, but it was like 10 years ago. So now I want to actually get through the whole series.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made my own plans like 6 months ago to read this with Bookborn. I was like, we're going to do it in January. And then I mentioned to these people, I was like, I'm reading Malazan in January. And then they just started reading.
You got to be careful what you say around booktubers.
It's
they just did it without me. They're just like, we're going to do it at the same time, but separate. So for the people that have read Malazan, what, like, are the first couple books like good, or are they like whatever? Okay.
No, they're good.
Okay. So
book 2 is my favorite fantasy book ever.
Which one is the second one?
Dead House Gates.
Dead House Gates.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is the one that everybody said?
Memories of Ice. The third one.
No, it was the last one. It was Crippled God.
Oh, Crippled God.
Crippled God, right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll make it that far, but I'm definitely going to read the first one and maybe the second one. And I wonder by that point.
Well, if you read the first 2, you got to read the third one.
Give it to the third one, because the third one for convergence starts happening.
Okay, so maybe I don't know, man. Maybe I should jump on that one. Like, when else am I going to do it? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Do it with honestly, if that's the type of reader you are, having a group of people that you can, talk to about it would be a good idea for sure.
Yeah, I specifically when I was going to do this year, like either First Law and Live Ship or Malazan, and I didn't do Malazan because when I first was like, I was like, well, January, maybe I'll start Malazan. This would have been 2022. everybody that I knew was either halfway into the series or finished it. Like Philip was just
Right.
popping up everywhere, being like, "Hi, everybody! I'm on book 9 of," So I was
Yeah.
like,
You got to
"Well,
do the
I'm
finger
just gonna
guns
miss-"
too.
Yeah.
What
So
about
it is really good to like get in with people. And I feel like as it goes on, people are going to drop out. They're going to lose pace, but at least then you can kind of start with people and then
I
see
think that's what I'll do. Yeah, Lauren. I think I'm going to start because there's so many people that I really want to read these with, and I'll just have no pressure. I'll just say, look, I'll read the first however many, and then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. I can always get back to it. But you're right. I want to start with people, and a lot of people that start won't make it to the end. So it is what it is.
Why is Derry shouting my name?
Kyle, and
What
this
did I
is
say?
probably
Because you
a
said
stupid-
skip the live ships if you don't like Farseer.
Yeah, don't
That
skip.
was a long
it.
time ago. That was a long time ago. I don't think that's what she's talking about.
This is probably a stupid question, but for books like Malazan, can you do the audio? Like if I had to do it mostly audio?
I'm going to do
no.
immersion. I have the audio for the first 3.
I just
but,
stupid question, but yeah, I get it. Yeah, that
Kevin-
one I'm gonna have to sit with, I think.
I know some people do the audio. Like
I don't know how.
I don't know how well that goes. I know there's too many characters for me. I will not be able to do the audio. I could only do the audio as a
Talk about
supplement.
that.
No.
Yeah.
My
Well,
husband
yes,
listened to
sir.
the audiobooks.
Yeah. Okay.
How was that experience, dear?
Well,
Nikki
He's
says,
right on the other
There-
side of the screen.
there are a lot of characters.
okay.
There's a lot.
I think I need to see the spelling. I need to like see
Yeah.
names and like register, right? For sure.
I'm the
Not-
same way.
not only
also, I've
that-
seen so many Malazan names that it's like,
They're not that
I'm
bad.
like, what?
They're
Not
not that.
that bad.
Some of the ones in Dust of
Some of
Dreams
them
are
are
getting
bad.
pretty bad, but because
That's
it's
fair.
like tribal. But
yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
Nikki, I'm the same. Once I
vowels.
lose track of names, I stop caring a little bit. Even like if I don't care about pronouncing them, I just need to like picture like who that person is
Yeah, I'm
and
the same
really
way.
like make sure I can bounce between people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Note to self: don't do Malazan audio. Got it. Cool.
well, there's a bunch of characters, but like there's like a scene break and a POV shift like every 2 pages or something,
Ooh.
and like that's not going to come through on the audio.
Oh, so it's like it's very, very quick.
Yeah,
Okay,
it jumps
cool.
a lot.
That makes sense.
Even in Wheel of Time, that was a problem for me because I would just be sitting there listening and I'd be like, all right, we got Rand's perspective. And then it was like randomly switch to like some
Yeah, but
random.
at
innkeeper
least Jordan will
5,000
like
miles
tell you
away.
straight up he's going to a
Here we
new
are.
character.
yeah.
Erickson doesn't do that.
Right.
He'll put you in there, and like won't tell you who it is for like 2 pages.
Does it is the writing good enough? I mean, obviously, I heard here he's an incredible writer, but like, can you quickly tell like who it is? Is that well
Yeah.
done? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Sweet.
Yeah. The characters are pretty distinct.
Yeah.
At least the main cast, in my opinion. And depending on the book, especially, I would say it's even more that way. I would say for me, like Gardens is a little bit of a hurdle to get through for a lot of people because it was originally a screenplay, and so it was written a little bit differently than the others. But
That's good to know. Okay.
yeah, so don't like the writing style does change or the book style does change a little bit between Gardens and Dead House.
Okay.
And when I got into Dead House, that's when I really kind of started. Okay, this is what this feels like now.
Yeah. That's actually a good point, Nikki. I think there's been a couple books that I've read where I've thought that it would benefit from some sort of indication that this is a new set. Like some audiobooks can kind of do that, right? Or the narrator takes that upon themselves to change a little bit of whatever. And like some books, like some narrators can do footnotes quite well. Like you really like they can splice those in quite seamlessly. But yeah, I do agree. Like even just a little like beep or something to indicate. But I think that could take a lot of people out of the immersion.
I'm listening to
well.
Insomnia by Stephen King right now, and the way that they do the page breaks, because if you've ever read a Stephen King book, he has really long chapters, and he'll just like page break when there's like a perspective.
Right.
It's pretty easy to follow
Yes, it is.
when
Yeah.
you're physical. But what Insomnia does is incredibly jarring. Like I can't even explain it. It's almost like fax machine noises or like burning. Fact, like I don't know, like it's just like it's like a weird jarring sound effect whenever it does that, and then it goes on too long, so it'll like make that noise, and then it'll start the audiobook, so you're still kind of listening to the noise while you're also starting the next page. And I hate it, but
I First Law does that. Like
I
it
don't
has
think
like
so.
yes, it does. It has music in the background when it switches to the parts.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant literally like a
Yeah, but
yeah.
but then
Something
it'll
like that that
it'll like
doesn't-
keep going while he's talking.
Yeah,
yeah.
something like that that's not super jarring, but can kind of like shift.
Yeah, it doesn't
organically.
jar me out in First Law. It jars me in
Yeah.
this book specifically.
Yeah, yeah, it would need to be done the right way for sure.
Listen, Derry, you said the exact same thing as me before. I swear, I will go find it on Discord. You said if somebody doesn't like Royal Assassin, then they can skip to Live Ship if they don't like Fitz. I swear you said that. So I'm quoting the authority on Hob, Miss Derry.
And actually, speaking of authority, there is quite the authority on Discworld for sure. And I wanted to read Terry Pratchett's like biography, the My Life in Footnotes or whatever that is.
Yeah.
Has anyone read that?
No, but I want to.
I want to read that. I have it on audio. Expert on many things. That's true.
Thank you, Emily.
That's true. That's true.
I have yet to dip my toes into Discworld. I have not read anything in there yet.
I'm gonna read.
We're talking about Discworld. Oh, look, I have some stuff to do over there.
The next one I'm gonna read is Guards. That one I read. Hogfather.
That's the one I'm going to start with, I think.
Yeah, that one's good. I read Mort as well, and one other one I can't quite remember. One of the witches ones back in the day as well. But yeah, lots of connections. Yeah. I can't wait to read more Realm of the Elderlings. I can't.
Okay, this
top
is
priority.
exactly what I said, Derry. I said all these things. Oh, and I didn't say lots of connections to Tawny Man to Live Ship, but regarding Discworld, I DNS Small Gods, and I did not like Guards. So
My wife
Don't tell
DNF Small
Alan.
Gods. We were gonna read
Alan
it together. And
Alan
she
likes
didn't
to
love it.
pretend that our frenemies thing started with Fall of Babel. He was kind of fine with that. It was finding out I gave Guard two stars is when he really started this brigade.
Don't give Derry an aneurysm, okay, please.
I'm going to try. Okay, so to clarify, I'm going to try again. My problem with Terry Pratchett is not any of the actual. I think he's hilarious.
Yeah.
I think even like whenever people quote Discworld, I'm always like, this is like I'm always in.
Yeah,
Like
there's a
it's always
talent
good
there
quote.
for sure. Yeah.
I think he's a genius. I don't agree with him on his lack of chapters and
Those are
his
hard, yeah.
constant head hopping and his lack of dialogue tags. It just like feels so like jarring to me. And it's not like I can't understand what's happening. It's that I'm spending more time trying to figure out who's talking and whose perspective I'm in. And then that like kills whatever joke or social commentary. So I'm going to try an audio. There's all these nice audiobooks coming out. I bought the Small Gods edition of with Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to try it again.
Yeah.
Because I think it's going to work a lot better for me on audio.
Mm-hmm.
I've
Audio
been
is pretty
told,
good. It works on audio, believe it or not. It actually does.
Yeah.
So
I've been told that this character, I don't know if it's the same one, I'm assuming, that I might have a book thrown across the room in Live Ship because of this character.
I think she's talking about somebody else. I think she's talking about somebody I might share a name with. Or sorry, I think you're talking about somebody I might share a name with, but she's talking about somebody else.
Okay.
That's what I think. Yeah, Kyle's the worst. That's not a spoiler. That's just
No, that is like the one thing I have heard about Live Ship is like Tori just like you might throw the book across the room.
Yeah, he's the worst. I'm gonna change my name after I finish this trilogy.
Yeah.
Wow.
I actually got to go, guys, but I just want to thank you guys for joining me. And yeah, I had a good time. Hopefully you guys read a little
Thanks
bit.
for having us.
It's fun to
Thanks for
talk.
having us.
We'll do it again soon. You guys will probably host one and I'll crash the party then too. So that'll be fun. But thank you guys. I appreciate it.
See you guys
Bye, everybody.
later.
See you guys real
See ya.
soon. Bye.